What I want to do today is take you back to the 1990s. Let's go back in time. You know, when you think about time, there's great significance to the passing of time. I couldn't help it. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Humble Horologist. My name is Anthony. Thank you for being here. Today we are going to, like I said, go back in time. And what's so significant about going back in time? It's going back to 1991 that is so significant, because the watch that I have today is one that was probably made about that time. I've narrowed it down, at least I think, to that year. Can't really know for sure. I just don't have access to what the numbers mean. I don't know why I did air quotes. But anyway, it is a great watch from Seiko, and it's one of my favorite watches. You know, when you think about 1991, there was a lot of things that happened during that time. There was Operation Desert Storm. Apartheid ended in South Africa. The Soviet Union dissolved. The internet was invented. The first website was created. Hey, the Dead Sea Scrolls became available to the public for the first time. And I bought my first CD player in 1991. That's the time. That's the time machine sound. And that was pretty sad, wasn't it? But here we are. Here is my early 1990s. Don't really know if 1991 is exactly when it was made, but it's a good guess at least. Early 90s. Seiko quartz. It is the model number 5Y23 8C4LR. And it is based around the Seiko 5Y23A quartz movement. But as you can tell, this is an homage, or, you know, paying tribute to, looking like a certain high dollar watch called a Datejust. This is definitely more for dress, when the dive watch and the field watch doesn't really, you know, cut the mustard, as they say. But this is a really sleek, very elegant watch. Now this size here, this is more typical of the 90s. The watches were not very big back then. I have some other watches that are about this size, but we've got a 36 millimeter case, 36.5 maybe. And no, that's 36. And you have a 20 millimeter lug width, and you have a lug-to-lug of 40.9. And get this, it is only 7.7 millimeters thick. This is not a big watch. I put it on the scale, and it tops out as it is, fitted for my 7.5-inch wrist at 79 whole grams. Can you believe it? It has folded links and push pins to connect the links, and it has, you know, hollow end links. This is pretty common about that time. It also has a pressed clasp, and it just simply clicks down like that and secures. And it secures pretty tightly, I have to say, because you want to get your fingernail under there. It's going to take some effort to get it off. It's not just going to fall off your wrist. And it's a signed clasp. Of course, the crown on here is not signed. It was a little bit more gold than it is now. It's just got some wear on it. Polished on the sides, brushed on the top. The case back on this watch is a screw down case back, and it says water resistant, but we don't know how water resistant it is. It has a push down crown. It does have this screw down case back and a gasket underneath, but you know, I wouldn't trust it for anything more than having to walk out in the rain.
Behind the clouds there's a sign, from the rain there will come a rainbow. Don't you know, get out. There are puddles to be jumped in, mud to be sunk into. It's beautiful, it's beautiful.
this dial. I have some macro shots of it, but it's got a beautiful sunburst dial with, it's a brushing type of sunburst, and it has applied indices. It has applied logo, has a cute little, I think it's pretty cool, the SQ for Seiko quartz. That was supposed to be really classy. They've just done a really good job with this watch. The fluted bezel around the outside. I mean, it'd be nice if this was really gold, but it's not. And I don't know how much this watch would have cost. I haven't found that out. I don't know how much it would have cost back when it was new, but it would not have been a budget watch. It would have been a little bit more than, just something that you would pick up at a Walmart or a Kmart. Do you remember Kmart's or Sears or something like that? This would be more of a jewelry store watch, or at least a jewelry store in a mall. And it would have been pretty nice on the wrist for just about anybody. But it is today too, and that's why I'm showing it to you. This watch is a watch that could even be worn today, I believe, because of its size is still a traditional Rolex top size. The watches are getting smaller again for dress watches, and I think this watch can hold its own even with more modern watches. I have a 7.5-inch wrist. I'm not exactly a baby, and I think it looks proportionately just fine for the kind of watch that it is. Oh, would you look at that? After all these years. We'll get my UV light here, and let's shine this up a little bit. Power it up and see how long it lasts again. Maybe the lights just weren't strong enough, So let's see what happens this time. Turn out the light. All right. Well, anyway, it lights up. And if this watch actually did come from 91, I mean, we're, talking 33-year-old watch. Yeah, the lume isn't lasting very long at all. But did we really expect it to? And is it supposed to? I mean, is it, critical? No. So here are your options. Go get you a DeLorean and make a time machine out of it and go back to 1991 and pick you up one of these watches, brand new. And then you can come back and tell me how much you had to pay for it. Or you can go to eBay or some other site like that and pick one up for maybe around $60, $70, $80 or so. And you can have a great looking Seiko and not have to spend a whole lot of money for one. Well, thank you for being here today. Like I said before, thank you for watching. Subscribe, like the channel, all that good stuff if you would. And we'll see you in the next time. But remember, watches are replaceable. But significant time is not.